Okay, so for this project, you got a colorful chalk pastel technique practice, and you got a bin of chalk pastels. So go ahead and take them out of the containers and spread them out on your table so everyone can see them. And fun fact, I gave you a colorful chalk pastel paper because people who draw with chalk pastels don't typically use just plain white paper. They usually use paper with a texture and use paper that has a color or a tone to it. All right, so here on this first part here, we're gonna be focusing on different kinds of lines. So yeah, you can use any colors you want for these. For the top part, you're gonna draw with the tip. So draw just like it's a regular pen almost, or pen or pencil. Just make a bunch of lines or swirlies. Just practice drawing with just the tip of the chalk pastel. Here, you get to draw on the side. So you're gonna pick a chalk pastel. I noticed that some kind of have like almost like a waxy coating around the sides. So I recommend grabbing one that doesn't seem to have a waxy coating. One that seems to be chalk all the way through. You're gonna put it on its side and you are going to just draw on the side. All right, here you're gonna do stippling. So I think most of us have done stippling before, but that's just a bunch of dots. All right, and then here we do scumbling. So scumbling is a word, it kind of sounds like scribbling, and that's really what it is. You could do scumbling with the tip or on the side. Maybe a variety, I don't know. All right, so that was fun. All right, here we are going to do a monochromatic value scale. Mono means one, chroma means color, so one color value scale. So go ahead and pick one color. I'm going to pick green, and then also pick either a dark hue or a light hue of that green, and then black and white. You guys might have to share. We don't have a lot of white chalk pastels for some reason. I don't know. Okay, so for this, it's easier to draw on the side when you're making a value scale. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna draw on the side. So maybe just block in the colors to start. And then I want you to experiment either shading with your hand or a cotton ball or a Q-tip. And you're gonna go and just kind of almost make like a circly smudge pattern and kind of blend the colors together. Wow, amazing. Okay, so then you are going to make a warm or cool color value scale. So look at the color wheel, pick some warm colors or some cool colors and arrange them in order. So I'm going to pick yellow, orange, oh, and reds are kind of scarce too. I just noticed that. I found a red. There we go. And then maybe it blends to pink since my red is kind of a red-orange. All right, so go ahead and just block those in just like we did the top one. Oh, I realize this one's not working very well because it kind of has a waxy outer layer. There you go, that's better. The pastels that have a waxy outer layer, they're really good for drawing with the tip, but not so good for shading or blending. Alrighty, so complementary color blending. I want you to look at the colors and find two colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. So if I'm looking here, purple and yellow, red and green. So I'm gonna do purple and yellow. And you are just gonna see what happens when they're blended together. So purple. Oh, that's orange. I wanted yellow. So you'll notice it's more of a brown or dull color when it mixes together. Alrighty, so for this sphere, I recommend finding a variety of colors that are either next to each other on the color wheel, or maybe like green would be good for this because we notice we have a dark green, a medium green, and a light green. So you know what I'm gonna do? Pick colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. I'm gonna do green, I'm gonna do yellow for highlights, and I'm gonna do blue for my shadows. So to start out with the sphere, I'm gonna use a draw on the side method, but I'm gonna do this in a circular manner. Oh, first we need to pick our light source. So I am pretending that my light source is right here. So that means that the lightest part of my sphere is probably gonna be there. All right, put this on the side, make some shadows. And then use a highlight. And maybe go over to blend it out with some green. And then, ooh. All right, and then go ahead and make a shadow. And then I noticed that this edge is kind of fuzzy here, so we're going to experiment with going over it with a hard edge, drawing with the tip to kind of clean up that line, make it kind of stand out from the page a little better.